Welcome to Preservation Oaks, the podcast where we invite you to step away from the bustle of everyday life. Settle in and relax, and take a moment to leave the familiar behind as we explore the hidden gems of America that preserve our cultural past. We call them our Preservation Oaks, and with each episode, we'll journey to a different corner of the country, where we'll discover the unique histories, landscapes, and communities that make up our nation. We'll visit with local museums, historical, and genealogical societies. They are the stewards of these stories. They preserve the legacy of each place like precious pieces of fabric in a quilt that binds the freedom-loving, hard-working people in this country together. So, slow down, grab a beverage, open your mind, and let us take you on a tour of the fascinating histories and heartfelt traditions that lie just beyond the horizon. This is Preservation Oaks, where every story is a stitch in the fabric of our shared culture. Now, join our host, Sean Radcliffe, as he uncovers another thread in the tapestry of America's heritage and what it takes to preserve it.
Hey, welcome to this special 100th episode of the Preservation Oaks podcast, where we'll explore what life will look like 100 years from now. I've been mentioning over several episodes that the 100th episode of Preservation Oaks, we will look into the future. But first, I want to take a look at the past. You know, life in the United States in 1925 was quite different from today in 2025. The U.S. was experiencing the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic growth, jazz music, and cultural shifts. Women had just gained the right to vote via the 19th Amendment and were pushing for more social freedom. Flappers, young women with bobbed hair, short skirts, and rebellious attitudes, challenged traditional norms. Prohibition, which lasted from 1920 till 1933, was in effect, making alcohol illegal. But speakeasy, which were hidden bars, and bootlegging thrived. Most people worked 6-day weeks with long hours in factories, farms, or offices. Racial segregation was still widespread, especially in the South under Jim Crow laws. The Harlem Renaissance was giving rise to black art, music, and literature. One of the things they didn't have in 1925 was television. Radio was the main form of entertainment and news. TV wouldn't become popular until the 1950s. They didn't have computers or internet. The first general-purpose computer was still decades away. They didn't have cell phones. The closest thing to instant communication was the rotary telephone, which was only available in some homes. They didn't have air conditioning. Most homes and businesses relied on fans. Air conditioning was still a luxury. They didn't have microwaves. Cooking was done on stoves or in ovens. No quick meals with the push of a button. They didn't have credit cards. People mostly paid with cash or checks. Credit cards didn't exist. And as far as transportation goes, the Model T Ford was the most popular car, and roads were improving, but many people still used trains, streetcars, or horses in rural areas. Air travel was just beginning, and only the wealthy could afford it. Commercial airlines were in their infancy, and flying was uncomfortable and dangerous compared to today. As far as fashion goes, men wore suits, hats, and ties almost everywhere, even for casual outings. Women's fashion was evolving. Shorter hemlines, looser dresses, and stylish hats replaced the more conservative styles of the 1910s. Jazz music was booming, led by artists like Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington. Silent films were popular, with stars like Charlie Chaplin, but talkies, which were movies with sound, were just around the corner. Antibiotics like penicillin hadn't been discovered yet. That happened in 1928. A simple infection could be life-threatening. Most surgeries were risky, and anesthesia was less advanced. Life expectancy was around 58 years, much lower than today. Vaccines for many diseases like polio and measles had not been developed yet. Overall, life was simpler in some ways, but also much harder in terms of suffering, convenience, health, and technology. It was an exciting time of innovation, but many modern luxuries we take for granted today didn't exist yet, and life was very different and more arduous than it is today. Over the past few months, I've been tossing the same big question to every one of our guests. It is, you love history, so imagine we fast forward 100 years. What does the world look like 100 years from now? Sure, predicting a century ahead is a tall order. Past forecasts have often missed the mark. But our guests dove in anyway, drawing on lessons from history to sketch out some fascinating possibilities. Across the board, people agreed history matters. It's our guide to what worked, what failed, and why. Even if we can't nail the details, understanding yesterday helps us navigate tomorrow. Almost everyone flagged artificial intelligence as the ultimate game changer. They're awestruck by AI's promise: smarter cities, personalized medicine, virtual worlds beyond our wildest dreams. Yet there's an undercurrent of worry. Could AI isolate us, concentrate power, or even pose an existential threat? The hope is we'll harness AI for connection and creativity, not control, money, power, and the new world order. With the shift away from oil, the days of the petrodollar may be numbered. Some foresee fresh economic models, cryptocurrency, or even a money-free society a la Star Trek. Will Bitcoin become the planet's digital cash? Or will we dream bigger, building systems that prioritize well-being over wealth? Climate change and water scarcity arose as must-solve issues. Our guests expressed the hope that future generations will finally get serious about sustainable design, repurposing buildings, protecting ecosystems, and being better stewards of our land. Technology may zoom ahead, but our guests insist human bonds and neighborhoods endure. Museums and cultural hubs will become our truth spots, guardians against info overload, preserving real stories in a sea of noise. Several wild cards and wonder ideas were expressed by our guests. The first one is digital memory lanes. Imagine QR codes on headstones or AR-powered photo albums letting future families relive your life. The second was living forever. Really? If lifespans double, what does it mean to grow up, grow old, or even retire? To wrap this segment up, the next 100 years are somewhat of a mystery ride. AI will steer us into uncharted territory, economies will reshape, and the planet will demand our best thinking. Yet through it all, our human need for connection, community, and the wisdom of history will keep us grounded. Museums, neighborhoods, and shared stories, they're the anchors in whatever storm or sunrise lies ahead. The future is ours to imagine. Now let's go on to the future. Imagine stepping into a booth, indicating you're ready, and then bam, you're instantly transported to the other side of the world. You sip coffee at a Parisian cafe in the morning and enjoy dinner on the Italian Riviera by sunset. Or picture a world where we've unlocked limitless clean energy, powered by the same forces that fuel the sun. We will have food engineering matured by 100 years from now, so that food will be grown, created, and thus, like the replicators in Star Trek, there should not be food shortages. Food will be available for everyone. It will be free of chemicals and diseases. Fusion power should have been online since the 2030s. Fusion power should have matured and propagated across the United States sufficiently to meet all power needs. There will be quantum computing, which will have matured into something more by then. And with nearly unlimited power, will help the population of the U.S. in ways I can't even imagine at this time. Transportation will be fast and cheap, and given that we currently are able to do teleportation of small atoms at this time due to quantum entanglement, in 100 years from now, we ought to have teleportation occurring on a more or less regular basis. By 2125, we should have a colony on the Moon and Mars. Medical science should have progressed at the subatomic level to cure most diseases that plague mankind today in 2025. Sounds like science fiction, right? But the line between fiction and reality is disappearing faster than ever. On this episode of Preservation Oaks, we're taking a journey into the future, to the year 2125, to explore what life in the U.S. might look like a century from now. We've combed through cutting-edge research, bold predictions, and expert insights to uncover some mind-blowing possibilities. While we don't have a crystal ball, we can imagine the top 10 breakthroughs happening today and consider how they could shape our world over the next 100 years. Why just the top 10? Because we won't have time in this episode to cover everything that's being worked on. And in this episode, we're not just talking about flying cars and robot butlers. This is about real transformations that could redefine how we live, work, and interact as a civilization. We're cutting through the hype and zeroing in on what really matters. The future isn't just something that happens to us. It's something we build. At a time when so much of our focus is on the present, on daily struggles and survival, it's worth taking a step back to look ahead. Because the future isn't just a question of what if, it's a question of when and how we get there. So buckle up. This isn't just a thought experiment. It's a glimpse at the world our children and grandchildren will inherit. And trust me, it's going to be fascinating. Where do we even start when trying to grasp what the future holds? By 2125, technological progress will be nothing short of revolutionary. We're looking at a world powered by clean, renewable energy, with nuclear fusion becoming a reality, ushering in a truly sustainable future. AI, robotics, and even quantum computing could reshape entire industries, from personalized medicine to fully autonomous transportation. These advances will bring incredible opportunities, but also significant social changes, including shifts in employment and how we interact with technology. The United States itself will continue evolving. Our diverse cultural landscape will shape politics, economics, and everyday life. As we move forward, we'll see major transformations in social systems and our workforce. A phrase that has echoed throughout American history is, "Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty." This reminds us that safeguarding freedom requires active participation. If we stay true to our founding principles and uphold the values of our Constitution, the America of 2125 could be one of unity, where states have greater autonomy, allowing for diverse policies tailored to their citizens. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, technology could help refine our democratic experiment, ensuring governance that truly serves the people. At the federal level, the Constitution defines clear responsibilities, including national defense, foreign diplomacy, interstate commerce, and maintaining a court system. Everything else? Well, that's where the 10th Amendment comes in, leaving powers not granted to the federal government in the hands of the states and the people. Medical advancements could dramatically extend life expectancy, and with the integration of technology into daily life, we might rethink how we approach health, food, and even resource distribution. The future could be one where money and scarcity are no longer concerns, something we'll explore further in this episode. The bottom line, as I researched what's on the horizon, one thing became crystal clear. Our children and grandchildren are in for an incredible future. Yes, today's world is filled with challenges, and it's easy to get caught up in political and societal struggles. But when you step back and really look at what's coming, there's so much to be confident, optimistic, and hopeful for. What I learned while researching this special episode, and the one takeaway that I hope everyone gets from it, is this: the future is bright. America's best days aren't behind us, they're still ahead. In general, in 100 years, there may no longer be any need for people to congregate in cities. A person will be able to work from anywhere on this or other planets and be present just as if they were in one location together. Seniors in our society will no longer need retirement homes or old folks' homes because robots will allow elder Americans to remain in their homes. Right at this moment, Tesla is planning to produce up to 10,000 robots in the next couple of years, and they're projecting that the cost of one of their robots will be around $20,000 to start with. By 2125, robots should be in every home, just as computers are today, helping with all manner of household duties, including child rearing, cooking, cleaning, yard work, and senior care. The concept of money may become obsolete and instead be replaced by a resource-based economy combined with a post-scarcity society. This could create a world where everyone's needs are met, but effort and responsibility still matter. Imagine a system where advanced AI and automation ensure resources are distributed efficiently. A resource-based economy is a system where resources, goods, and services are distributed based on availability and necessity rather than financial exchange. Advanced AI and automation would manage resource distribution efficiently to ensure everyone has what they need. Essential goods like food, housing, healthcare, and education are freely available due to technological abundance. This would be a post-scarcity society. That's when technology advances to the point where food, shelter, and other necessities are abundant and freely available. Traditional money might become unnecessary. People would focus on self-improvement, creativity, altruism, and exploration, rather than working for survival. People contribute to society through innovation, creativity, and service to others, rather than working just to survive. A merit-based system rewards those who contribute or risk more to improve, achieve, or maintain societal goals, ensuring fairness and accountability. This could balance the need for fairness, personal responsibility, and abundance while eliminating the inequity and corruption that come with money-based economies. Instead of trading things for other things that we need, or having some form of reputational score, everyone has free access to the basics of what they need to survive adequately and independent of others as the beings that they are. The only thing people trade is their energy, skill, education, and talents to move society forward to other planets, to new knowledge, and to improving the lives of the inhabitants of this or other planets. In the future, the days of an individual having just one isolated role are coming to a close. People will have time to pursue many varied interests and become proficient in many disciplines due to the instantaneous access to information online and the ability to utilize the help of AI. Remember that the goal of this episode is to look out to the future in 100 years. The journey to achieving the future will be riddled with many challenges and interesting times. Human history is indeed filled with examples of overcoming significant societal and technological transitions. The shift from horses to automobiles, the acceptance of germ theory, and the acknowledgement of the dangers of specific behaviors such as smoking, all demonstrate humanity's capacity to adapt and evolve with new knowledge and technology. With such advanced technology as will exist in 2125, ethical questions about gene editing, privacy, and quantum computing, or the societal impact of teleportation will arise. How do we regulate these technologies to prevent misuse? While these technologies promise abundance, there's a risk of widening the gap between those who can access them and those who cannot, potentially leading to new forms of inequity and discrimination. Even with clean energy, the scale of human activity might still have unforeseen environmental consequences unless managed carefully. The human aspect of adapting to such changes, including the psychological effects of living in a world where traditional concepts like scarcity, distance, and even mortality are redefined, will be significant. But remember all that we have been through up to 2025, and you'll come to the same conclusion that I have, which is that we are a very adaptable planet, and we will adapt to whatever we create for ourselves in the future as long as we remain focused on the greater good and our founding principles of freedom from tyranny, for, and the dignity of each individual. Yep, there's going to be issues, but there have always been issues. There were societal issues transitioning to electricity or telephones to a completely different paradigm. There were issues with advancements and understanding of the causes of diseases and vaccinations, and people accepting that smoking causes cancer and that blood transfusions can save people's lives. There have always been problems, but nothing we can't overcome as long as we continue to strive for the truth and the scientific proof of our hypothesis and theories. Fusion power is just about well understood now, here in 2025. In 2125, we should have miniature fusion reactors that allow us unlimited power for space travel or for use in transportation or teleportation devices. In the future, the U.S. could indeed be a place of tremendous progress and abundance, but it would still require careful management of technology, resources, and human values to ensure that the future benefits all its citizens. So there will always be something for everyone to do to contribute to society. There will be a dynamic job market, offering new career paths while redefining existing professions. We're going to cover a lot of ground in this episode. All information provided is sourced from what we could find out about the current state of each area. Then we looked at the breakthroughs that are occurring, and finally, where we think we'll be in 100 years. We're basing this on today's known facts. We then build upon those to discern where we might be in 2125. Let's get started with advanced manufacturing, including 4D printing. Why? Because it appears that our future will be largely influenced at the molecular, atomic, and quantum levels, and that these building blocks of the universe will profoundly influence the lives of our children and grandchildren. All right, team, buckle up. We're about to blast into the future of how everything gets made, from cars and clothes to homes and even human organs. Welcome to the world of advanced manufacturing and its shape-shifting cousin, 4D printing. So what's the deal? Right now, we're in the middle of a manufacturing revolution. And this isn't your grandpa's assembly line. We're talking about high-tech factories, robots, AI, and 4D printed stuff that can literally change shape over time. Yeah, you heard that right. 4D printed materials respond to their environment. They can move, fold, heal themselves. This tech is about to transform how we live, work, and even heal. And cool stuff is already happening. Singer, that's Czinger, a car company in LA, built a hypercar using AI plus 3D printing. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's turning heads at places like Bugatti and McLaren. Alloyd out of Oxford is using AI to create high-performance metal parts for jets, satellites, and even wearables. They've raised millions, and they're changing the game. Fast forward 100 years, and life is going to look radically different. Here's a sneak peek at the wild ride ahead. The future, according to 4D printing, furniture, clothes, and even houses will be printed on demand, tailored just for you. Got a torn jacket? It'll fix itself. Your shoes adapt to the weather. Break a bone? Doctors print a custom implant on the spot and it heals with you. Roads and buildings that repair themselves? Yeah, they're coming. Food printed to your exact taste and nutrition needs? Goodbye, mystery meatloaf. Clean drinking water for everyone thanks to smart purification systems. Mars, the moon, we're printing space habitats up there too. So why does all this matter? Because this isn't just cool tech. It's world-changing stuff. Cities will be cleaner and greener. Factories will have zero waste. Supply chains will be local, fast, and sustainable. Pollution will be cut way down. Hunger and scarcity are on their way out. Worried about robots taking jobs? Don't be. New tech equals new careers. Future industries will need 4D printing engineers, digital manufacturing techs, materials scientists, AI design wizards, quantum CAD artists. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. Even shape-shifting material developers. Basically, your future might not exist yet, but it's going to be awesome. This isn't just about faster, shinier gadgets. It's about building a future where your jacket knows when it's raining, your car repairs itself, your house cleans its own windows, and your kid's school teaches design, robotics, and interplanetary architecture. Advanced manufacturing is turning science fiction into everyday life. The next 100 years will be cleaner, smarter, and full of possibility, and it's already happening. So if you're wondering what kind of world your kids or grandkids will grow up in, think limitless. All right, number 2 on our list, future lovers, let's get into the good stuff. Advanced materials and smart materials, aka the building blocks of tomorrow. If you thought 4D printed homes and self-repairing roads were wild, wait till you see what's cooking behind the scenes. So this all matters because in order to have advanced manufacturing, none of it works without next-level materials. We're talking about stuff that heals itself, senses your heartbeat, adapts to your environment, and yes, materials that remember their shape, kind of like shape-shifting memory foam, but way smarter. So here's where we're at, 2025 edition. Here's what's already happening today. Self-healing materials, break it, scratch it, melt it. These materials patch themselves up like Wolverine. They're already in aerospace and cars. Shape memory alloys, bend it, twist it, heat it, and boom, it snaps back. Used in everything from stents to robots. Piezoelectric materials, they turn movement into energy. Think charging your phone by walking. Nanomaterials, carbon nanotubes and graphene, tiny but mighty. Stronger than steel, more conductive than copper. Smart textiles, clothes that heat you up, track your vitals, and maybe even charge your smartwatch. Fashion meets function. And now let's fast forward to 2125, leaping 100 years into the future. Picture this. Materials that talk to the Internet of Things, adjusting in real time to weather, stress, or even your mood. Buildings that heal their own cracks, adjust to the temperature, and generate power from sunlight or footsteps. Smart bandages that sense infection and release medicine automatically. Clothing that adapts to your body temp, plays music, or lights up when you dance. Roads and bridges that sense wear and tear before things break and fix themselves overnight. Homes printed from biodegradable materials that grow, shift, and respond like living things. And we will let nature be our teacher. Welcome to biomimicry, designing materials that work like spider silk, lotus leaves, or bone. Think ultra strong, water repelling, and sustainable. Nature's been doing it right for billions of years, and we're just catching up. And quantum materials, you bet. Thanks to quantum science, we could unlock materials with superpowers, like superconductors at room temperature or matter that behaves differently under pressure, temperature, or even sound waves. Why this rocks for the world? Well, it's an eco-win. Materials that absorb carbon, clean water, and eliminate waste. Sign us up. There's a health boost. Smart implants that monitor you from the inside and treat problems before you even notice. Yes, please. City glow up. Smarter, stronger, cleaner infrastructure. Roads that don't crack. Buildings that adapt to earthquakes. Jobs for days. From wearable tech engineers to smart material designers, whole new industries are about to pop off. Learning reimagined. Kids in 2125 won't just learn about science, they'll build with smart materials in class. And so jobs of the future, get ready for smart fabric developers, materials bioengineers, quantum surface designers, structural health monitoring techs. Yep, that's a thing. Sustainable design architects, and maybe even material whisperers. Okay, we made that one up, but it could happen. Advanced materials and smart tech aren't just supporting characters. They're the main event in the future of everything. They're how we'll heal faster, live longer, build cleaner, and move smarter. In 2125, the line between tech and nature will blur, and the materials around us will feel alive, constantly adjusting, protecting, and powering our world. It's like the future is reaching out to shake your hand, and it's wearing a graphene glove that tracks your pulse.
So, what's Earth offering you right now? Retro jumps you can't afford, work that barely needs humans, and another ride in deep space? Forget it. There's a place where the future is being built, and you're needed on Earth's moon.
Earth's moon has gleaming domed cities with clean energy, global networks, and zero traffic. Designers, coders, biohackers, digital artists. We're building communities from scratch, and we need people like you to help push it forward.
Want to start your own media brand from the top of a lunar crater? Host gravity-free concerts? Teach kids from 12 planetary regions in a one-dome school? You can.
The Moon Settlement Initiative is opening Phase 2 with 250,000 new spots. We're talking universal income, training programs, housing, and yes, you can bring your dog.
Don't wait to be invited to the future. Help build it yourself. On the moon. Apply now at artemisnext.io. The moon isn't just a destination, it's a whole new vibe.
All right, folks, let's dive into one of the hottest, most talked about topics of today, and definitely the future, artificial intelligence. Yep, AI. You've heard of it, you've seen it in the news, you've maybe even used it, but where is it all heading? As of 2025, AI isn't just some sci-fi idea anymore. It's everywhere. From voice assistants to AI chatbots to cars that drive themselves and art-generating algorithms, the future is basically now. We're talking about machines that can recognize your face, write a song, diagnose diseases, and even suggest your next favorite show. But let's look ahead. What's AI going to look like in 2125? We're talking about a future where AI is completely woven into everyday life. Your house, your job, your doctor, your ride. Everything could have AI helping it run smoother, smarter, and faster. And here's the wild part. We might move from today's smart AI to something called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That means machines that don't just follow code, they think, like for real. Learn anything a human can, solve problems we haven't even dreamed of. And then maybe, just maybe, we get to super intelligent AI, smarter than the smartest human ever. But hold up, that kind of power comes with big responsibility. We're going to need some serious rules and ethical guide rails to keep things chill. Future AI won't be working solo either. It'll team up with quantum computing, nanotech, biotech, you name it. Think AI-enhanced humans, AI-powered space travel, AI that can literally help extend human life. Yep, we're going there. And in the future, AI will be in your pocket and probably your brain. Personal AI companions, totally a thing. Imagine a digital sidekick who knows you better than your best friend, helping you with everything from mental health to grocery lists. And who knows, maybe by 2125, we're talking AI-powered brain-computer interfaces. That's right, thinking your way through your to-do list. Now we get it. Everyone worries about jobs. Will AI replace me? But here's the good news. AI won't just take jobs, it'll create tons of new ones. Future careers might include AI ethicists, because somebody's got to make sure the robots don't go rogue. Quantum AI developers. Sounds fancy because it is. AI-powered healthcare designers. Personal AI stylists. AI emotional intelligence coaches, and so many more. And if you're creative, don't worry. AI isn't here to steal your thunder. It's here to collab. Musicians, writers, game designers. AI will be the ultimate creative partner. Think brainstorming buddy with endless ideas and zero ego. AI will help tackle the biggest global problems: climate change, disease, education gaps. It'll break language barriers, enhance accessibility, and help build a more connected, informed world. But it's not all sunshine and smart robots. We'll need to face big questions, like how much privacy we're willing to give up, who gets to control AI, and how we make sure it's used for good. So yeah, the future of AI is wild, exciting, a little scary, but mostly full of possibility. And just like any great adventure, we get to decide how we shape it. Don't fear it, embrace it. Ride the AI wave into the future like a boss, or as we like to say, ride it like a rented mule. All right, now let's talk about something seriously exciting like sci-fi becoming real life. I'm talking about fusion power, the future of clean energy that could totally change the game by 2125. Now, fusion isn't just the hot new buzzword. It's the holy grail of energy. Think, the power of the sun bottled up on Earth. Back in December 2022, something huge happened. Scientists at the Lawrence Livermore National Lab did the impossible. They created a fusion reaction that produced more energy than it consumed. Yep, net energy gain for real. This was history, and it proves something we've all been dreaming of, that we might actually be able to power the planet with a clean, limitless energy source that doesn't trash the environment. So what is fusion exactly? You take light atoms like hydrogen and smash them together at crazy high temperatures and pressure. Boom! You get energy, a lot of it. And unlike nuclear fission, there's no long-lived radioactive waste, just helium. Yep, the balloon gas, totally harmless. And get this, the fuel for fusion, it can come from seawater. So in the future, the ocean could be our battery. That's bananas. Fast forward to December 2024, when Commonwealth Fusion Systems announced the world's first grid-scale fusion power plant called ARC. It's being built in Virginia. It's expected to go online in the early 2030s and power around 150,000 homes with zero carbon emissions. So yeah, fusion is no longer some fantasy cooked up in a physics lab. It's coming. And if we can scale it, we're talking energy for everyone. No more shortages, no more burning stuff to keep the lights on. Just pure, clean power everywhere. But wait, it gets better. By 2125, fusion power might not just be running cities. It could be packed into tiny reactors. Imagine cars, ships, and even rockets running on fusion with zero emissions and infinite range. Space travel? Totally feasible. Ultra-fast transit systems across the globe? Done. Personalized tech powered by your own mini fusion core? Why not? Some even think teleportation could become possible. We know, wild. But if we crack that quantum code, fusion could supply the energy to actually make it happen. Of course, we'll need to overcome a few things first. Public understanding. People need to get what fusion is and why it's safe. Regulations, because when you're dealing with insane amounts of energy, there's got to be some rules. And economics. Fusion could upend industries. If energy becomes basically free, The entire global economy has to adapt. But that's where you might come in, because fusion is going to create jobs we haven't even imagined yet. Here's what we're looking at by 2125. We're looking at needing fusion physicists and engineers, reactor designers and operators, safety and ethics specialists, grid integration experts, energy educators and trainers, space fusion techs, transport analysts, and more. Fusion power won't just change energy, it'll reshape careers, economies, even how we explore space and think about the environment. The next century is going to need innovators, dreamers, rule breakers, and builders. So the only question is, are you ready to ride the fusion wave? All right, next on our list, let's talk about something that sounds like science fiction but is very real and getting realer by the minute: quantum computing. Now, I know that probably sounds like something straight out of a Marvel movie, or like it involves a lot of chalkboard math and mad scientists. But stick with me, because quantum computing is about to change everything. So here's the quick breakdown. Traditional computers like your laptop or your phone run on bits. These are just ones and zeros. It's binary, it's basic, and it's reliable. It's what we do today. Quantum computers, they use something called qubits. And thanks to the wonderfully weird world of quantum physics, qubits can be 1 and 0 at the same time. That's called superposition, and it basically means quantum computers can explore a ton of solutions at once, way faster than any computer we've ever built. Wild, right? And we're not just talking theoretical science here. Companies like Google, IBM, and Microsoft are already building quantum computers. They're using them to simulate molecules, optimize financial systems, and start solving problems that would take today's best supercomputers a few million years. But here's the thing, they're still super sensitive. Qubits are fragile, like balancing a house of cards in a wind tunnel. A little noise, a little heat, and poof, it all falls apart. So researchers are currently working on ways to keep them stable and error-free. Fast forward 100 years to 2125, and quantum computing could be everywhere, integrated into our devices, powering a fully secure quantum internet, transforming healthcare, climate modeling, financial systems, even AI. Imagine designing drugs with pinpoint accuracy, creating ultra-strong materials at the atomic level, solving global supply chain issues in real time, protecting data with unbreakable encryption, developing AI that's not just fast, but quantum fast. And yep, that means a whole new world of jobs. We'll need quantum engineers, algorithm designers, cryptographers, AI researchers, quantum hardware techs. Jobs that don't exist today, but will by the time your little cousin graduates high school. Quantum computing is more than just a buzzword. It's a glimpse into the future where tech doesn't just evolve, it reboots reality. So if you're a young person wondering what the next big thing is, this might just be your golden ticket. Because by 2125, quantum won't be weird, it'll just be normal. And the real question is, are you going to be the one building it? Now let's move on and talk robotics, drones, and the future, because it's closer than you think. Welcome to 2025, where science fiction is quickly becoming science fact. We're not talking robot uprisings. No, there's no Terminators here. But the rise of robotics, autonomous systems, and drones is about to reshape everything we know. Think of it this way. Just like cars replaced horses, robots and AI-powered systems are stepping in to handle tasks that are dull, dangerous, or just plain exhausting. And that's a good thing. It frees us up to do work that's creative, meaningful, and deeply human. So no, it's not humans versus robots. It's humans plus robots equal next-level teamwork. Picture this, a robot helping a surgeon perform life-saving surgery with insane precision. Automated drones delivering supplies during a disaster before emergency crews even arrive. Robot chefs whipping up the basics, so human chefs can focus on creating food that wows. This isn't sci-fi. It's already happening. And over the next 100 years, it's only going to accelerate. Now let's fast forward to 2125. What does life look like with robots? Well, there's going to be smarter robots. They'll have advanced AI capable of learning, adapting, and handling complex tasks without constant human supervision. They'll be self-driving everything. Cars, trucks, delivery bots, and drones will be cruising around on their own, managing traffic, logistics, and more. There'll be next-generation drones used for farming, package delivery, search and rescue, and even wildfire monitoring, flying longer, faster, and smarter. There'll be tech team-ups. Robotics will sync with AI to IoT, that's the Internet of Things, and even quantum computing, creating systems that are ultra efficient and endlessly capable. There'll be big changes and big opportunities. Jobs will evolve. Just like how factory work shifted with the Industrial Revolution, the rise of robots means we'll need people to design, build, and maintain them. Enter robotics engineers, drone pilots, AI techs, and more. Healthcare is going to get an upgrade. There'll be surgical robots, elder care assistants, and AI patient monitoring will make healthcare more accurate and accessible. We'll have a sustainability boost. Robots will help us cut waste, conserve energy, and tackle climate challenges head on. There will be smart cities. They're incoming now. Picture cities where traffic flows smoothly, trash takes itself out, and public services run like clockwork, all thanks to autonomous systems. There will be robots in every home, from folding laundry to cooking meals and keeping homes secure. Personal robots will be as common as smartphones. So what's our role in all this? We'll get to do what humans do best: create, connect, and innovate. As robots take on the routine stuff, we can focus on the big picture, solving problems, dreaming up new ideas, and building a better future. Imagine your life where the mundane, repeatable things are taken care of flawlessly and according to your wishes, leaving you and your mind to be free to create, to innovate, and to push mankind ever forward. This is our future. But here's the catch. We need people to build that future. People like you. We're going to need robotics engineers, humanoid robotic techs, drone pilots, autonomous vehicle designers, AI maintenance teams, urban air traffic managers. If you're into tech, problem solving, or shaping the future, this is your time. Bottom line, robots aren't taking over. They're teaming up with us. The only question is, what part will you, your children, your grandchildren play? Me, I'm totally excited by this. Aren't you? Okay, real talk. This next topic might not be on your radar yet, but trust me, it should be. We're diving into a future where your cheeseburger didn't come from a cow and your sushi roll never saw the sea. Yeah, we're talking about food engineering and cellular agriculture. Sounds sci-fi, it's not. It's happening right now in 2025. Imagine this: meat with no antibiotics, no disease organisms, no animal cruelty, no factory farms, just clean, sustainable protein grown in a lab. Milk without cows, seafood without fishing nets. This isn't some Star Trek fantasy. This is the next wave of how we'll eat on Earth, and maybe even Mars. So let's break it down. Cellular agriculture uses biotechnology to grow meat, milk, and even fat. Yep, fat, without needing the animals. That means no hormones, no diseases, and way less impact on the planet. Bonus, you're not playing roulette with mystery meat anymore. And it's not just meat. We're talking high-end, lab-grown fish, gourmet foie gras, even fat engineered to taste exactly right. Companies all over the globe are racing to perfect this, like Aleph Farms in Israel, who grew the first steak in space, or Blue Nalu in California, crafting sushi-grade tuna in tanks. Just to name drop a few industry pioneers, that are currently working on stuff. There's Upside Foods and Good Meat, who are the first to get lab-grown chicken approved in the United States. There's Avant Meats, who make high-end cultured fish from Hong Kong. There's Moza Meat. Remember the $325,000 burger from 2013? Yep, that was them, and they're still doing it today. Shoik Meats, making crab and lobster without, well, crabs or lobsters. BioCraft, even making cultured meat for your pets. This field is stacked with innovation, from 3D printed brisket in Texas to Wagyu beef grown in Chinese labs to pork sausages made from cells in the Netherlands. Even actors like Leo DiCaprio are funding these startups, seeing them as part of the climate solution. But this is just the beginning. Fast forward 100 years, and here's what your plate might look like. You'll have cultivated meat so real you won't know the difference. AI customized meals from a 3D food printer on your kitchen counter. Sushi without overfishing, microplastics, or mercury. Restaurants serving sci-fi level dishes created with bioprinting tech. And food security on a global scale, because this tech can feed us anywhere, even on Mars. Plus, imagine personal nutrition plans built into your appliances. You want high protein, low sugar meals that taste like grandma's lasagna? Done. You need iron, B12, and vitamin D all in your post-gym snack? Easy. The future of food isn't just coming. It's already cooking, and in a few more years, let's imagine Star Trek-like food replicators. Now let's kick off a quick mind bender. What if, 100 years from now, your weekend getaway means hopping on a rocket to Mars? Buckle up, because over the next century, humanity's playground might just expand from Earth to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Why we're shooting for the stars. Disaster insurance. Imagine an asteroid strike or global pandemic wipes out Earth's infrastructure. Colonies on the Moon and Mars become our backup hard drive for civilization, our ultimate just in case. Why are we shooting for the stars? Well, it's a resource jackpot. Space rocks rich in metals, solar power, satellites beaming clean energy, and even off-world farms could take pressure off Earth's ecosystems. It's also adventure DNA. We've always chased the unknown, from cave walls to coral reefs to the Amazon. Now the final frontier is calling, and our explorer spirit is itching to answer. Phase 1 is Backyard to Moon Base. From 2025 to 2040, we'll have reusable rockets, which are a game changer. Companies like SpaceX and Rocket Lab will nail routine launches and in-space refueling, making moon pit stops almost as common as crossing the country by plane. There will be lunar labs. Think mini research cities under domes, testing everything from 3D printed habitats to growing Brussels sprouts in lunar soil. Phase 2, Martian neighborhoods from 2040 to 2060. The first wave will be cargo starships, which will deliver the building blocks, life support modules, and crews. Then there'll be self-sufficiency drills using Martian ice for water, mining regolith for metals, and planting the first salad greens in pressurized greenhouses. Phase 3 will be Space City Boom. From 2060 to 2085, you'll have O'Neill cylinders. Picture massive spinning habitats at Lagrange points, millions of people living, working, and zero-G playing inside. You'll start to see off-Earth economy, space-mined platinum and helium-3, fueling Earth's fusion reactors, orbital factories churning out advanced materials. And in Phase 4, Hello Exoplanets. From 2085 to 2125, you'll have robotic scouts. Laser sail probes will fly to Alpha Centauri in decades, sending back HD panoramas of new Earth-likes. There'll be first colonies, tiny research teams under domes on Proxima b or other nearby worlds, DIY terraforming experiments in sealed domes. So what will daily life look like in 2125 in this area? Well, for work, you'll have virtual presence robots which will let you commute to Mars labs. For leisure, you'll have zero-G sports leagues, moon resorts, VR tours of exoplanets. For culture and identity, you'll have multi-planet citizenship, art inspired by red dunes and starry skies. And Earth's health, you'll have heavy industry off-planet, solar power beamed from orbit. So what can you do now to be part of all this? Well, you can study AI, robotics, space systems engineering. You can learn VR, AR, space tourism biz. You can explore space philosophy, astroethics. You can back clean energy policy and space solar research and development. You can learn the tech, dive into AI, fusion energy, closed loop life support systems. You can help shape the rules, help write the treaties and laws for planets, habitats, and starships. You can join the tribe, support international missions, student rocketry clubs, open source space projects. And you can think like an off-world architect, design for extreme environments, practice with Antarctic stations or underwater labs. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, in the next century you could be among the first space-born chefs, architects, or DJs spinning tracks inside a Martian dome. The choices we make right now, what we study, build, and dream, will sketch the blueprint for life among the stars. So what's your move? Earth isn't just the launch pad. The universe is waiting. And now on to quantum entanglement and teleportation. Imagine snapping your fingers and instantly sending a secret message, or even yourself, to a friend on the other side of the planet, or the moon or Mars. That's the promise hiding in the weird world of quantum entanglement and teleportation. Over the next century, these mind-bending phenomenon will evolve from lab curiosities into everyday tools for communication, computation, and maybe even travel. Here's how that journey might unfold and what life will look like when Beam Me Up leaps off the sci-fi page and into reality. Right now, teleportation doesn't move people. It transfers information. In April 2025, researchers beamed quantum messages across 254 kilometers of standard telecom fiber in Germany, marking the first coherent quantum communication over commercial infrastructure, according to phys.org. That's phys.org. Weeks earlier, a team demonstrated wireless quantum teleportation of algorithms between separated quantum processors, paving the way for a distributed quantum internet of ultra-secure supercomputers. Meanwhile, physicists just discovered a brand new form of entanglement that could shrink quantum hardware even further, laying fresh groundwork for miniaturized devices in your pocket. Here's a rough roadmap for how entanglement and teleportation technology will advance from now until 2125. Phase 1 from 2025 to 2040, you'll have citywide quantum networks. They will evolve. Commercial quantum key distribution, or QKD services, entanglement repeaters linking labs. From 2040 to 2060, we'll see pan-continental quantum internet, first small-scale teleportation of simple molecules, and consumer-grade quantum routers. From 2060 to 2085, matter-state teleportation prototypes, example single cells, integration with AI-driven optimization, space-based quantum relays. And from 2085 to 2125, we'll see early human-scale teleport booths for data and select materials, global quantum encrypted metaverse, off-world quantum links. This technology is going to transform our universe. First, there is unhackable communications. As quantum key distribution scales up, eavesdropping will become virtually impossible. Banks, hospitals, governments, and activists will all use quantum-secured channels to protect data and privacy. Linking quantum processors via teleportation creates quantum clouds that solve problems classical computers can't touch, such as drug design, climate modeling, cryptography, and AI training, all of these industries will get a turbo boost. You can think of it as supercharged computing. Teleporting quantum states across space-based relays will let telescopes and sensors share entangled data in real time, sharpening our view of black holes, dark matter, and perhaps even life on exoplanets. A quantum internet spawns new industries: quantum-safe finance, teleportation, logistics, and entanglement-powered VR worlds. Traditional cybersecurity firms will pivot or vanish, and space quantum services may emerge as the next frontier. By 2125, everyday life will consist of sending yourself or information halfway around the world, and this could be as normal as hopping on a video call today. Teleportation hubs. Major cities will host quantum terminals. Need to attend a lecture on Mars? Upload your neural interface profile via entanglement, and a local avatar teaches in real time. There will be zero latency for VR and AR. Virtual experiences will feel physically real because your quantum teleported sensations arrive without delay. Gaming, concerts, and even remote surgery leverage instant entangled links. There will be pocket-sized quantum routers. Your smartphone uses entanglement to authenticate payments, access secure networks, and sync data globally without risk of hacking. There will be interplanetary messaging. Families on Earth, Moon, and Mars will chat seamlessly. Good night, sent at 9 p.m. Denver time, will arrive on the lunar colony at exactly the same moment. The big picture impacts are: in geopolitics, quantum alliances will replace old treaties. Control of entanglement nodes becomes as strategic as oil fields once were. International quantum law frameworks will govern who can teleport, what, and where. Debates may ensue over teleport privacy. Can your quantum signature be hijacked? New laws will enshrine entanglement rights, data sovereignty, and consent for teleporting biological information. A generation raised on teleportation thinks globally by default. Multi-planet families, entangled friendships, and cultural fusion across worlds will become the norm. How can you plug in today? Well, you can study quantum information science, courses in entanglement theory, quantum error correction, and teleportation protocols are your ticket to the quantum workforce. Join open source quantum projects, contribute to IBM, QuizKit, that's QISKIT, Google, CERC, or European Quantum Internet test beds to get hands-on experience. Advocate quantum policy. Help draft the first entanglement charter at student model UN events, ensuring fair access and ethical use. And build hybrid skills. Combine quantum know-how with AI, cybersecurity, or space engineering. Those cross-disciplinary experts will be in the highest demand. In 100 years, teleportation will no longer be magic. It'll be a technology we interact with every day. From ultra-secure chats to instant travel of data and maybe even matter, quantum entanglement will rewrite the rules of connection. The quantum century is just beginning. Will you tune in, suit up, and join the entanglement revolution?
They said the system couldn't change, that the future's superposition was locked by people who wouldn't let go. So we let go. We didn't wait for permission. We left. Now we're 140 million miles from Earth.
2 million strong, and building a better version of everything. Mars isn't a colony anymore, it's a movement. A planet for problem solvers, makers, miners, sustainers, creators, and anyone who wants to help continue driving mankind to the stars.
You want your own AI lab, hydro farm, studio, or startup launchpad? All within walking distance of Olympus Mons? Welcome to Fair Havens. Dare to dream about the new world you can help build. Clean power, clean food, and clean water, not to mention a fresh start.
This generation won't just visit Mars. We'll own it. We'll shape the cities, the culture, the government, and maybe even the air. Phase 3 expansion starts now. If you're between 18 and 35, applications are open. Backgrounds in tech, art, mechanics, mining, teaching, or just ambition. Full relocation support. Housing. Equal access to underground and domes. Self-starters needed.
Be the first in your family to be born Earthside and live Martian. Fairhaven'sPioneers.org. The future's not on Earth anymore.
All right, next on our list, let's all take a journey from today's labs to the world of 2125, where nanotechnology is no longer nano, but everywhere. Over the next century, we'll move from manipulating particles invisible to the eye to building entire industries, atom by atom. Here's how it might play out and what your life could look like when nanotech goes from science fiction to daily reality. Right now, nanoparticles boost everything from smartphone screens to cancer treatments. In medicine, lipid nanoparticle carriers made COVID-19 mRNA vaccines possible, a breakthrough that proved we can safely deliver fragile genetic payloads into cells. In materials science, nanoclays and carbon nanotubes are already strengthening coatings, electronics, and even sports gear, making things lighter, stronger, and more durable. Here's a 100-year roadmap for nanotechnology. In Phase 1 from 2025 to 2040, you'll see ubiquitous nanosensors in wearables, targeted drug delivery for major diseases, nano-enhanced agriculture. From 2040 to 2065, we'll see self-assembling nanomaterials for building habitats, neural interface nanobots for brain-computer links. From 2065 to 2090, we'll see molecular factories that assemble complex devices from atoms, environmental cleanup via programmable nanobots. And from 2090, in Phase 4, from 2090 to 2125, we'll see human-scale nanofabrication, on-demand matter assembly replicators, integrated nano-AI agents maintaining health and environment. What will be the world-changing impacts of nanotechnology? There'll be medicine without side effects. Imagine nanobots patrolling your bloodstream, identifying and neutralizing cancer cells before they form tumors. Chronic diseases become manageable at the molecular level. Imagine swarms of programmable nanomachines which are scrubbing CO2 directly from air and repairing the ozone, buying centuries of breathing room for the planet. Imagine factories that shrink to desktop devices. Feed them raw elements and they build anything you design, atom by atom, including on-demand foods. Supply chains will collapse. Local nano shops will print tools, clothing, and even organs. There'll be new economies and ethics. Nano credits back global markets as material scarcity vanishes. But who owns the blueprints for a pill that cures all diseases? Expect fierce debates over nano patents, safety, and access. Life will be a nano-powered daily grind. Your morning health check will be done by your smart mirror, using nanosensors to analyze your breath and skin, adjusting your diet and medicine dispensed by in-wall nanoprinters. As far as work goes, design new molecules in VR, then click Build and watch desktop nanofactories assemble them. Your home walls will be lined with air-purifying nanofilters. Gardens grown in nutrient-rich nano substrates, yielding hyper-nutritious food. And your evening entertainment, nano-neuro interfaces will let you feel virtual worlds, climbing Everest or surfing alien oceans as vividly as real life. And how you can plug in now? Well, learn the basics. Courses in nanomaterials, molecular self-assembly, and nanobio interfaces. Join open source nanofabrication labs or student cleanroom projects. Engage in policy forums on nano safety, ethics, and equitable access. And cross-train. Combine nano with AI, biotech on environmental science. Those intersections will drive the biggest breakthroughs. Over the next century, nanotechnology will evolve from specialized labs into the fabric of everyday life. You'll live in a world where matter, health, and even thought are engineered at the smallest scales, and the only limit will be our imagination. The nano era is just beginning. Are you ready to build it? All right, that concludes our review of the top 10 technologies that I believe will influence the future the most. As we hurtle toward 2125, one thing's crystal clear. The next century will be more than flying cars and robot butlers. It'll be a grand experiment reinventing what it means to be human, how we live, learn, love, heal, play, govern, and even dream. We've raced through 10 blockbuster breakthroughs today. Advanced manufacturing, AI, fusion power, quantum computing, space colonization, teleportation, nanotech, robots, cellular agriculture, and biomaterials. And each alone could remake our world. Together, they'll reshape every pixel of our daily lives. Before we sign off, here are the 10 wild card topics that we simply ran out of time to explore, yet each could spark the next revolution. The first is brain-computer interfaces, streaming thoughts straight into code, enabling telepathy, instant learning, and new frontiers in mental health. There's climate engineering and geoengineering, giant sunshade satellites, carbon scrubbing swarms, artificial trees, planet-scale hacks to cool a warming Earth. There's ecosystem restoration tech, DNA rescue for extinct species, smart coral, AI-guided reforestation to heal biodiversity. Education in 2125 will be fully immersive VR schools, AI tutors that adapt in real time, learn by doing on Mars simulators. Next-gen energy harvesting and storage are biobatteries, space solar farms, supercapacitors woven into clothing. There's human augmentation and enhancement, designer cells, gene-edited eyes for night vision, exoskeletons for super strength. The medical science roadmap includes subatomic surgery, on-demand organ printing, personalized nanotherapies that prevent disease before it starts. Now let's talk about relationships in 2125, men and women, love and sex. There'll be AI matchmakers, augmented reality dating, multi-planet families connected by teleportation hubs. One of the things we didn't cover was sound frequency research. It's very promising. There'll be healing sonic gowns, buildings that sing, data sonification as a new art form. And number 10 is synthetic biology and genetic engineering, programmable life forms that clean oceans, grow buildings, produce tailor-made nutrition. Each of these topics is its own rabbit hole of possibility, and each of these things will help to rewrite our future. Well, that's a wrap on episode 100 of Preservation Oaks. If today's journey to 2125 sparked your curiosity, smash that like and subscribe button, drop us a review, and send your burning questions or bold predictions to preservationoaks@gmail.com. What breakthrough are you most excited or terrified about? Let us know. I hope this information helps the audience understand how many varied possibilities we have to shape our future and be part of it. We will have jobs and productive lives. The future is going to be exciting for our children and our grandchildren. They'll be able to fit into it, work toward it, and help our human species excel, grow, and prosper. Hey, music used today is from Cymbalbird, Clean Mind Sounds, VXZ, 2A Soundworks, Gil V, Score Wizards, and Scott Holmes. This is Sean Radcliffe. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, your mind in education, and your heart open to the adventure ahead. Because the future isn't something that happens to us. It's something we build together as God-fearing humans. I'll see you all next time on Preservation Oaks. And until then, keep on giving and keep on living the good life.
Microstream Radio is a registered trademark. You can visit at www.microstreamradio.com gmail.com. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted by Microstream Radio. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, reproduced, copied, or used anywhere without the written permission of Microstream Radio. Preservation Oaks starring Sean Radcliffe originates in Salt Lake City, Utah. Be sure to join us for our next episode on your favorite podcast platform. This is Sarah Suarez speaking. Preservation Oaks has come to you through the worldwide podcast platform Podbean, and our home is preservationoaks.podbean.com. Hopefully you found today's episode useful, informative, and thought-provoking. If so, please like, follow, comment, and/or subscribe. Remember that being free means being free to be curious, and that historical and genealogical societies and museums allow us to discover the past, be free to explore, where curiosity opens every door. Thanks to everyone for listening. Stay cozy, curious, and keep exploring the incredible stories that shape our world. Remember to cherish and support the preservation of history in your own communities. The content of this program is provided for educational and informational purposes only. Some material included in this program may be copyrighted by third parties. However, under Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act, the doctrine of fair use allows the limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holders when used for purposes such as education, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. These uses are legally permitted even if they might otherwise constitute infringement. If you wish to use copyrighted material from this program for purposes beyond fair use, you must obtain permission from the copyright owner. If you believe your copyrighted material has been used in this program in a way that does not qualify as fair use, please contact us at preservationoaks@gmail.com. Thank you.